This is a 1970 Datsun 240Z, and it's no understatement to say that it changed the world.
While America was bolting ever bigger V8s into everything with wheels, Japan quietly did the opposite. Smaller engines, smarter engineering, an obsession with precision instead of raw cubic inches. And somehow, out of that discipline, it built machines that could run rings around the muscle car establishment without ever matching its displacement. These are 10 Japanese legends that prove you never needed a giant engine to dominate. You just needed to outthink everyone else. Some are famous. Some are so rare you have almost certainly never seen one in the metal. And a few of them, in their day, quietly humiliated Detroit. We are counting down from 10 to 1. At number 10, the 1972 Mazda RX-3. Forget everything you think you know about engines, because this one had no pistons at all. Instead of thumping up and down, the RX-3 used a rotary Wankel engine that simply spun. A tiny, whirring, high-revving oddity that made it one of the quickest little pocket rockets of the early 70s. It came as a coupe, a sedan, and a wagon, but it was the coupe, with its dual round headlights and sloping fastback roofline, that turned heads. And Mazda was not just being strange for the sake of it. Japanese tax law punished larger engines, so the compact Rotary slipped neatly around the bureaucracy while delivering performance that rivaled engines twice its size. Lighter, smoother, and revving like it had something to prove, the RX-3 turned a tax loophole into a genuine driver's car, and Mazda would go on to build its entire sporting identity around that spinning heart. At number 9, the 1975 Toyota Celica GT. On paper, the stock Celica was modest. A small 4-cylinder, unremarkable numbers, a comfortable commuter that never threatened anyone. But that is not why it earns its place. The Celica's real gift was that it was a blank canvas. Its clean, Mustang-inspired lines and simple, rugged mechanicals made it one of the most beloved tuning bases Japan ever produced. A car that owners around the world have spent decades transforming into something far quicker than Toyota ever intended. The Celica proved that sometimes the most important number on the spec sheet is potential. At number 8, the 1971 Mitsubishi Galant GTO. When Mitsubishi looked at the Ford Mustang and the Pontiac Firebird, it did not just admire them. It borrowed the entire playbook. The Galant GTO wore a long hood, a sharp ducktail rear, and rounded quad headlights. A Japanese coupe wearing Detroit's finest inspiration on its sleeve. It first appeared as a stunning show car at the 1969 Tokyo Motor Show and reached the market in late 1970 as the flagship of Mitsubishi's Galant line. At the very top sat a twin-cam version, the GTO MR, the sharpest and most sporting of the range. It was fast and, remarkably, efficient at the same time. And though the 1973 oil crisis cut short its grand racing ambitions, the Galant GTO proved a Japanese coupe could look like American muscle and still handle like a proper sports machine. At number 7, the 1973 Datsun Bluebird SSS, sold in America as the 610. This was the car that proved Japan understood exactly what enthusiasts wanted. It was no stripped-out economy box pretending to be sporty. The SSS came with a proper twin-carburetor version of Datsun's L-Series engine, wrapped in a sleek, Coke bottle fastback body that looked fast standing still. It hit a sweet spot almost nobody else could reach at the time. Affordable, reliable, and quick enough to make an ordinary commute genuinely enjoyable. And it had real teeth. Bluebirds were campaigned hard and period, running the brutal East African Safari Rally and earning respect on race circuits from Japan to America. The Bluebird SSS never chased headlines. It simply delivered accessible performance to people who could never dream of a European sports coupe, and it did so beautifully. At number 6, the 1990 Nissan 300ZX. This was Japan's flat declaration that the sports car wars were over, and it had won. Nissan did not merely update the Z, it completely reimagined it, using a Cray supercomputer to shape the body, and wrapping a twin turbocharged 3-liter V6 in bodywork that looked like it had been carved in a wind tunnel by someone who truly understood curves. 300 horsepower, 0 to 60 in the low 5-second range. A top speed limited at 155. Those were not just good numbers for a Japanese car. Those were figures that embarrassed Corvettes and made Porsche owners distinctly nervous. Car and Driver would put it on its 10 best list for 7 straight years. And with 4-wheel steering that let it rotate through corners like something half its size, the 300ZX was not just fast in a straight line. It was the complete package. At number 5, the 1970 Datsun 240Z. The car that did not just join the fast set, it rewrote the rules entirely. Sleek, long-nosed lines that echoed a Jaguar E-Type, a smooth and willing inline-6, fully independent suspension, and a price tag that made British sports car dealers physically sweat. Here, at last, was something beautiful and genuinely quick that did not cost European supercar money. It was communicative through corners, thrilling to drive hard, and it went on to dominate American production racing throughout the decade, proving its credentials were never just marketing. It was not a flawless machine. Early cars had their quirks, and emissions-era tuning could make low-speed manners a little fussy, but those were footnotes on a car that fundamentally got everything right. The 240Z became a symbol of a whole new era, and it single-handedly shattered the idea that a Japanese car could not stir the soul. At number 4, the 1994 Toyota Celica GT4, the ST205. This was not a car pretending to be a race car for the road. It was a genuine rally weapon that happened to come with license plates. Under the hood sat a turbocharged 4-cylinder producing well over 250 horsepower, driving all 4 wheels through a 5-speed gearbox, launching it to 60 in under 6 seconds. The turbo delivered a deep, satisfying growl. The all-wheel drive system glued every ounce of power to the road, and each gear change felt as mechanical and precise as working the bolt on a rifle. Its purpose was written in its pedigree, a homologation special, built to go rallying at the very highest level of the sport, in the same World Rally Championship where Toyota's GT4 bloodline had already made its name. Sleek, swooping bodywork and gold wheels made sure everyone knew it meant business. At number 3, the 1991 Mitsubishi 3000 GT VR4. What happened when Japanese engineers grew tired of playing it safe and threw every piece of technology they owned at a single car? A twin turbocharged V6, all-wheel drive, 4-wheel steering, active aerodynamics that shifted with speed, and an adaptive suspension. This was not simply a sports car, it was a rolling showcase of cutting-edge ideas that would not reach the mainstream for another decade. 0 to 60 came in under 5 seconds, putting it right alongside the Chevrolet Corvette. It was heavy, yes, but it used every pound with purpose. A grand tourer fast enough to thrill and refined enough to cross a continent without ever beating you up. At number 2, the 1973 Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR. A car whose rarity has become the stuff of legend. Nissan built just 197 of them. Let that number settle. 197. Before tightening emissions rules and the oil crisis strangled it after only a few months on sale. This was not a limited edition by design. It was a performance car killed in its crib by regulation. Under its hood sat the legendary S20. a twin-cam, triple-carbureted straight-six derived from a genuine racing engine. And yet, cruelly, this GTR was the only one of its line never to race, despite being built for exactly that. Today, it survives mostly in the memory of collectors and in Nissan's own historic vaults. If you ever see one in person, take the picture. It may be your only chance. And at number 1, the car that started everything. The 1967 Toyota 2000 GT. Before the Supra, before the GTR was a household name, before the world took Japan seriously as a builder of sports cars at all, there was this. When it debuted at the 1965 Tokyo Motor Show, the automotive world did not know what to make of it. Toyota built trucks and humble economy cars. It did not build sleek, gorgeous machines that looked like they belonged in the European showroom. But there it was, designed hand in hand with Yamaha, penned with unmistakable Italian influence. Its body hand-built with the same craftsmanship Yamaha poured into musical instruments. Beneath its long hood lay a smooth twin-cam inline-six and disc brakes on all 4 wheels. Engineering that rivaled, and in places exceeded, what Europe was offering. In 1966, it set a string of world speed and endurance records. And then came the ultimate flourish, a starring role in the 1967 James Bond film You Only Live Twice, for which Toyota hand-built 2 special open-topped cars, reportedly because Sean Connery could not fit inside the coupe. Only around 337 were ever built. Today, a pristine example sells at auction for well over $1 million. The first truly collectible Japanese car, and arguably the one that changed how the entire world saw them. So what do all 10 of these machines actually have in common? Look back across all 10 and a single truth connects them. From a whirring Rotary that dodged a tax code, to a hand-built Grand Tourer that now sells for more than $1 million, none of these cars tried to outmuscle Detroit. They outthought it. Japan never won by stuffing in a bigger engine. It won with precision, with lightness, with clever engineering, and with a stubborn belief that intelligence could beat brute force. And in doing that, these machines did far more than go fast. They dismantled, one legend at a time, the old assumption that a Japanese car could only ever be sensible and dull. They proved it could be thrilling, beautiful, rare, and quick enough to make the giants of Detroit look over their shoulders. That is why, half a century later, we are still talking about them. The best machines always have a story hiding under the hood. If you love pulling them into the light, subscribe. There is always another legend waiting on the channel.